Because a lot of people be hitting up like the big artists first and forget about the smaller ones that can help you too.
And then a lot of those smaller artists got bigger too as you worked with them more and more.
Yeah, exactly.
Peace, what's going down? It's DJ Payne1 for BeatStars.com, here interviewing the other half of Polo G's hit record, Pop Out. This is the guy that doesn't have profanity in his producer tag and did not get me in trouble at the elementary school. JD on the track. What's going down, sir?
Yeah, it was good, man.
So first question, how long have you been producing beats?
I've been producing for like 7 years, I guess. I started 2012.
So then you ended up relocating to Miami?
Nah, I was there just for like to meet TJ for the first time. But I think I'm gonna move back. I'm in Brazil right now. So I'm just waiting on my visa to get done, and then I'm moving back to Atlanta.
And what's the story of your first big placement? I know you have a crazy resume, so that's probably a tough question.
The very first thing, it was with Fairtrail. It was the track called Ha 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 that I made with Young Land at the time. It was back in 2015, something like that. It was like my very first big placement. And that was amazing. And Young Land, he did it for me. Like at that time, I had paid for the collab, and he got it placed. So it was a great feeling. And after that, I just keep going like really hard.
Okay, that's interesting because I have a lot of producers asking me what my opinion on paid collabs is, and I've heard a lot of stories about up-and-coming producers paying for collabs and actually ending up with placements. And so that started your whole career, basically.
Yeah, that started it.
Shout out to Young Land. How did you link up with him? Just social media?
Yeah, just social media. It was on Twitter back then. Because Twitter was the wave. Like, everybody was on Twitter.
Yeah, now it's Instagram.
Yeah.
So you got your first placement in 2015. How long have you been uploading beats online for licensing?
I really started like seriously on BeatStars like this year. I started like this year, and it's going crazy after that. But I had SoundClick back then, like 3 years ago. I had SoundClick, and for me it was good at that time. But I think like BeatStars is way better than SoundClick.
Okay, yeah. So let me ask, what's making you stick with BeatStars as your beat licensing platform?
I think the way it is, like, I think the platform itself is just great. I don't think it had like one bad thing about it.
Yeah, the only bad thing is that I'm not in the top 10. Congratulations on producing a huge hit, Pop Out, for Polo G. The remix with Lil Baby and Gunna is out now. You co-produced it with another BeatStars member named Iceberg, who I just interviewed. How did the two of you link up?
It was back then, like it was way back then. Like he started producing the same time as me, 2012 or something like that. And in 2013, like one of us like hit him up on Twitter, and we're just like, "Yo, let's work." And we was uploading beats on YouTube back then, so we just like hear the beats of each other on YouTube. So one of them, I don't think it was me or him that hit me up, or I hit him up to work with each other. And after we did like one collab, we just started like going crazy with it. We just started making a lot of beats together since that time.
So let me ask you, what's the best way to network with other producers for these kinds of collaborations? It seems like you've had a lot of success with collabs.
Yeah, like I think like by social media is really good, but I think also like personally, like to meet the person and get a connection by that. Like both ways is really important, but it has like working for me on social media so much that I was able to do everything I did being in Brazil. So I think it was like Instagram, Twitter, all of that is really important and got me where I'm at right now.
Yeah, because you haven't met a lot of these producers that you've collaborated with, right? Because you're still thousands of miles away.
Exactly.
So obviously networking is kind of a misunderstood term, but it's so important for our business. What are some bad networking tactics that you've seen people using?
Oh man, a lot of people like be hitting me up on my DMs saying that to peep their work and to like give our opinion and all that. And I don't think that that's the best way to do that. I think just like I think just like get recognized by the way that you do. Like if I think that you are, and if I think that you're making really noise, I was gonna fall with you. So like you don't need to be like giving me the links to your mixtape or to whatever you're doing. Cause if it's popping, I'm gonna know. You feel me?
So
So I
build your
think
brand up first and get noticed. That's how you
exactly.
start
Yeah.
collaborating. I think a lot of people just try to force that
Yeah,
that
they trying to
network.
force. Yeah, they trying to force to fall with you, and it's not the way it works. It's not. It's just not like that, in my opinion.
I noticed on your SoundCloud page you've uploaded a lot of your bigger records directly to your track list, including Pop Out, which is owned, I guess, by Sony Columbia, right? How did you get away with that? Did they give you permission, or just I uploaded? I think, or I tried to upload a Soulja Boy record I produced way back, and Universal Music
Yeah.
shut it down. How did you get away with this?
I don't know. I don't get notified. I don't get nothing by that. I just upload it, and it just like it has the permission. I don't know. But I tried to do the Papao again track, and I wasn't allowed to do that. So I just take it off. But that one, nobody like ever say me nothing. Nobody like ever say to shut it down and everything, nothing like that. So I just keep it.
Yeah, it's got over 4 million views. Have you gotten a lot of attention on your
Yeah,
SoundCloud from that?
yeah, a lot. A lot of people hit me up over there.
So are you licensing beats that way?
Yeah, a lot of people come to me by that. Like a lot of people come to me by that.
So I guess a lot of producers think you need a huge YouTube following to make money licensing beats, and you're another one of these successful producers who uploads beats to the internet but isn't doing crazy YouTube numbers. I was talking about this with Iceberg. I'm the same way. Iceberg's the same way. Rock T's the same way. We're making a living, but our YouTube isn't viral every time we upload a video.
Yeah.
Where do most of your beat sales come from, would you say?
I think it's like when you produce to somebody, like I started like being real recognized when I was working with Fair Trail back then. So I got a lot of tracks with Fair Trail, and he always like did me credit. He always like credit me and everything. So a lot of people recognized that, and they came to me about that. Cause like I was getting huge, I was getting beat by the placements I was getting, and now just about the beats I was uploading. So I think that was one of the main things that got me like huge. Like just like the way Brothers with TJ, Papa with Paulo G, and all that got me huge. So it was about the placements, not about the beats I was uploading.
Got it. So what social media platforms are best for you to gain attention to your beats, would you say?
I think YouTube is good, and I think BeatStar is good too.
So you're finding a lot of people just searching on BeatStars and getting your beats directly from that platform.
Yeah.
Nice. What's your top strategy? So when you upload a beat, what kind of tools do you use? What kind of techniques do you use to make sure that people see it and make sure that they're directed to your beat store?
I just put like a picture, like a different picture, and I put like a rapper picture or something like that. I just put like a random, like different, good picture, and a rapper that would sound good on the beat. That's all I do.
So you've worked with tons of rappers: Rico Reckless, Montana 300, Fat Trail, Lil Reese, Rick Ross.
Yeah.
And these are all artists that you linked with online. You never met them.
Yeah, all of them was online.
How did they find you, or how did you find them?
I just like hit them up at the time. I like at the time was working with a lot of Chicago artists. Like I was working with all the Chicago artists because like the drill scene was so hype at that time. Everybody was on that drill scene. Everybody was on that type of vibe. So I was on that type of vibe too. So I just started hitting up a lot of Chicago artists, and that's how I like build up.
And that was mostly on Twitter.
Yeah, most of all of them was on Twitter.
What was your approach? Because a lot of people want to contact rappers, they want to send them beats, but you see
Yeah,
a lot of kind of rude or
yeah,
unprofessional tweets and DMs being sent out. And you saw that video with 50 Cent with the guy in the corner interrupting his date.
yeah,
So
exactly.
so what was your approach that was so effective?
Sometimes I was just like, yo, I want to work with you, and they was like, all right, bet, like send me something, cause they already knew, like they already knew my word, they already knew who I was, you know. and sometimes they hit me up like asking for beats. But I started like on the Chicago scene with the smaller artists. I was with the smaller artists, then I went to the bigger artists, like to the hitters. So with the smaller artists, help me get to the big artists. You know, that's how I made it. Because a lot of people be hitting up like the big artists first and forget about the smaller ones that can help you too.
And then a lot of those smaller artists got bigger too as you worked with them more and more.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so one more big piece of news, and congratulations on this. You recently signed with Sony's publishing wing, which is Sony ATV. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What does it mean to sign a publishing deal as a producer?
It means a lot, bro. It was like one of my biggest moves so far, and I think that's great because they can get like 20%. I think when for my publishing, and I think that was a great move for me. You feel me? That one of my biggest like moves so far, and they can get me like over there to work, and I wasn't able to do that by myself yet, so they can get that for me too.
So without, giving every little bit and piece of the contract, what are some benefits to you that signing with a big publisher like Sony gives you?
It gives me the opportunity to work a lot of artists, like big artists, and me like they can like help me move over there. That was one of the main things for me, like to just move to there so I can like make bigger movies and make like bigger things for my career.
So I imagine part of that is they gave you an advance and that allowed you to, relocate.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they're going to connect you with some of their artists and some of their
Yeah,
writers.
cause like Sunny, they got a lot of labels under them. They got 300, they got RCA, they got a lot of labels. So I think they can like benefit me and they can like link me up with a lot of artists that's under them too.
How do people find your beats if they're interested in listening to them? How do they follow you on social media?
My all social media is like Jet on the Track with like THA on like Twitter, SoundCloud, Instagram. It's everything's Jet on the Track. And if you can't like if you want to find my beats, it's on BeatStars, which is like my website and everything. And YouTube. I just started like uploading some new beats to YouTube too. So that's two ways you can find my beats and me.
All right, much continued success too. Appreciate you taking the time to share your experiences with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, bro.